Good evening, everybody. It's another great day here on the old podcast of mine. I'm once again joined by two great colleagues. No, they don't even need an introduction anymore after all the things that we've done. But today we bring on a different guest, a special guest, one of the owners of the league, a guy that's been a pleasure to work with, a pleasure to go to school with in the past. Mr. Ryan Hutcherson, welcome to the league and to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's good to be here. I'm the often talked about but never heard from until now in the league. So I'm glad to be on so I can finally clear some things up. There's been a lot of talk going around, so I just want to clear things up and make sure that everybody actually understands what's going on.
Yeah, that's no problem. We wanted to have multiple sit-down interviews with you. You know, your schedule didn't line up with ours, but today we finally made it happen, and we can't wait to see what is the rest of this podcast entails. So, Andrew, I guess you can reintroduce yourself to the fans out there.
Yep.
Kyle.
Well, I don't know how you follow that, but happy to be here again.
All right. Well, those are just our two colleagues here. But we kind of want this podcast to go out to all fans and to the league about what happened last week of the commissioner breakdown. Who was it going to be and all that? Kind of breaking news has happened. Andrew, would you like to introduce and name the new commissioner of our league?
Yeah, I would like to take a cheers to Kyle Ichkowski. I've been backing him since the start, and he's now our new commissioner, so that's all I got to say.
There he is. Kyle, do you have any first words as the new commissioner of our league?
Just want to thank all my supporters out there. I want to say my opponent ran a tough campaign, but we were able to come out on top. So really happy to be in this position, and I think it's going to be a good year.
Well, we appreciate it. And Hutch, would you like to say any words to him being our commissioner this year?
Yeah, I'm surprised about this one. I was a big kid supporter. I was funding a lot of those campaigns, putting lots and lots of money into those campaigns, and I didn't see any campaigning from Kyle, so I don't know how that turned out. You must just be the worst campaigner in the world, kid. But just disappointing.
Yes, it is very disappointing. But the funds and the things just were not there on my side. But shout out to the USA for dominating the Olympics so far. But anyways, the funds just were not there. It was just one of those things where I felt my presence and my involvement with the league was better suited for this, for the media and getting the word out to the other people around the world about who we are and what we can bring to them to the table. And I guess the fire wasn't there for me to be commissioner. And Kyle, congratulations. We know you're going to do a good job, and we all appreciate you putting your hat into the running. But I guess to move on from there, Andrew, we wanted to talk about, and Kyle and Hutch, we want to talk about exactly what the new commission has in store for us. Kyle, would you like to explain some of the new things that you want to implement, in the beginning part of the season?
Yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about here, so we'll try and run through these. We got a good, session league. First thing, draft day. Obviously, the most important day of the year. One of my personal things. I've been talking to some people around the league, and hey, this one kind of is on you. Where we were thinking about doing it when I was in Purdue for Labor Day, because Joe will be up there. We'll probably get Bob. Robert might be there. Andrew, obviously, Matt. Hutch will be there. A lot of members of the league there if we want to do it together. I don't know what your situation was being at your cabin. I assume they have internet in Michigan. I'm not sure. I've never figured that out, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that weekend's probably fine with me. Obviously I will not be at Purdue that weekend. I already had plans before that, but I don't see why that would be an issue with me. Just let me know the time so I can get my multiple screens, multiple computers lined up so I can get ready on draft day. So if you guys want to do that weekend or whatever, that's fine with me. Just let me know the time. So I'm down with that. That's good with me.
Andrew, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm free whenever. Just let me know.
Hutch?
Actually, that's not true. When's the first game? Yeah, I'm free every weekend before the first game, I think. So just let me know.
The first game will be the Thursday after that weekend, I think.
Plenty of days in between for trades.
Correct.
And Hutch,
Hutch, do you watch these podcasts?
I do. I was watching last week's right before this one. So
so he was our 18th millionth viewer. That's
Yeah.
all.
Oh, that was a new milestone for us, so thank you. Appreciate it.
yeah, no, I capped it off real nicely. So it's great to hear. I want to say I got a place at Purdue. I'm living by myself, so if you want to hold a draft party at my place, then I'm more than happy to hold that. I know Price has got a place too. Maybe we divide up the divisions a little bit and minus Kib, and just kind of hold the draft parties there. But we'll see how that works out.
Great transition right there, Hutch, into division talk. I want to talk about divisions this year. Obviously, all 10 of us aren't at Purdue anymore. Makes it a little tough. We talked about East-West, which then we talked about a working versus people at school, which is the exact same as East-West. We put in a North-South, which severely complicated the matter a little more because the three at Purdue would have to be split up based on who is more north, and two of them live together. So, I mean, it's going to be a little more complicated. What's that?
I like North-South.
North-South. I think just based on pure complexity, we have to go with North-South. I mean, we don't like to do things the easy way here, but I'll take other thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I'm a North-South guy. Always have been. Probably always will be.
So Civil War. The Civil War was your favorite war.
No, it wasn't. But thank you for your input. Completely wrong yet again. So I think you're at least living up to what our viewers' expectation of you. So I appreciate that. 1776, probably July 4th, favorite war. Around that time. Not to get too specific. But yeah, I guess North-South has my vote. Nothing really more to say than that.
Hutch?
Yeah, I like North-South. I want to find out the exact latitude of whoever's living together, their bed. Got to get their latitude to determine who's actually how you're breaking up that division. So that would be interesting. If I'm in that place, I'm picking bed, strategically based on which division I want to be in.
Probably the smartest.
Yeah, it would come down to me and Gibson. I think one of us would have to be in North and one of us in South. I might have to move my bed to a place to get into the division that I want to be based on where my room is. I think we would do, but it's a tough call for sure.
Yeah, with the exclusion of some members this season, it's kind of a hard, easy division. Usually there's just, whatever league Jonah's in, that's the a little tougher to determine which ones are easier this year.
Yes, we're going to have to look into it, Andrew. I don't think Hutch is living as far north as we had originally thought. So he might actually be close. So he might actually be more south than you guys, and it wouldn't matter. I'm hoping he's more north than you because that makes it more fun. So
I love the concept of North-South, like you said, Kyle, the complexity of it.
That's where are you living?
Yeah, I don't really know. I kind of picked a place just that had availabilities.
Perfect.
So I'll find out when I move in.
I guess that's a better strategy than picking a place that has no availabilities. So
yeah,
what's that going for you?
All right. Well, yeah, Kyle. Like I said, I like the idea of the North-South as well. The more complex, the more out there of an idea it is, that more suits our league. So, as difficult as it can be on you to divide up the divisions, that's the route we want to go. So, I think you have our 3 votes, and we can put it up to the vote for the league. But I think the backing of us will probably push it towards a North-South divisions. And any other things from the new commissioner that you want to bring to our attention?
Oh, I got a lot of things, guys. I meant it when I said it. Just to clear that up, myself, Bob, Eric, and Joe will be in the South Division. Kib, Robert, and Mike will be in the North, and then there's obviously those 3 slots up to guys for the West Lafayette boys. I think Kib you and I have talked about this in the past. Just something I've thought about. I know I've thrown the excuse out like we have the harder division, whatever. You know, no one's really proved it. But playing like almost like a real season of football, kind of like real season football, where you play your divisional opponents all twice, and those that aren't in your division once. They'll give you your 13 games. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Just, I mean, I can fix the schedule so it works that way instead of like the random. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'm not an X's and O's guy, so all this technical data, I'll leave that up to you. That's why I put my support behind you. I mean, you are the aeronautical engineer. Numbers sort of might be your thing. You want to talk about, grit and the players I think about drafted. Again, I'll talk about that. But X's and O's, data, metadata, hyperdata, supernova data, that stuff's not really me.
I will say this though. I do have the final say, so if I don't really agree with you guys, I will probably just do it myself anyways. But I like to throw feelers out there.
Hutch, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I haven't really looked into the supernova data yet. But I looked into last league's league. I already set up my team name and everything. Looking at the schedule, because you obviously got to prepare early, got to prepare your players early. And I really like that schedule, so maybe you can just steal the schedule that's in the other league. I don't know. There's a few matchups that I always look for. Kyle's becoming less and less important, obviously, because it just becomes an easy win. But
there it is. I've been waiting all podcasts for this. Now I'm back. I'm back engaged in conversation. Here we go.
But yeah, that's what we want, Hutch. That's what we want. That's why we brought you back onto this show. I mean, we didn't know it would take this long to finally get the pot stirred a little bit, but we appreciate it. Yeah, Kyle. I mean, since you have full control, full power, I guess it's up to you to whatever you want to decide. So if you want to play Hutch every week, go ahead and play Hutch every week. That's fine with us. But
Probably won't.
I will take that.
Last one here. I probably got a couple more, but I'll limit to this last one. And this one comes hard for me. I didn't want it to be this way, but with us not being there, I can't rub it in your guys' faces when I beat the crap out of you. So should we start playing for money? I mean, we're not together anymore to just use the bragging right excuse. Should we start playing for money? It pains me to say, but I got to have something on the line.
Yeah, we got Kyle's big swinging dick finally made an appearance to this conversation. He's got all the money in the world, so it's not a real big deal to him. Some of us live on a budget, so I could go either way. Just with this, not every other thing, but just now, I'll go either way.
Hutch?
I don't mind playing for money, but if we're playing for money, I think we got to do something with it. I don't want to see Kid just pocket some money and spend it on, 3 gallons of milk when he's doing his groceries or something like that. So if he's doing it, to throw a party, buy a trophy, buy a ring, do something, buy a belt, do something with it. But I don't want to just, be throwing our money into this and then having someone just spend it on groceries or something. That's no fun. So.
I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with that. But thank you, Hutch, for seeing that you want if I won.
I know you'd spend it on those 3 gallons of milk that you buy every week. So
I probably would. I'd probably stretch it out. But I playing for money. That's a good idea, Kyle. I don't see why that would be an issue. I mean, the only thing I would do with that is to make sure we have a treasurer, so we have all the money pooled already, and then go to the winner. That I feel like somebody needs to take care of that. But that's just my idea behind that.
Here goes Kid now. Kid's turn to rub it in our face that he's got a full-time job, and some of us don't. So humble, nice brag there, Kid.
Where? What did I
Sweet job, bro.
What did I say?
Hey, sweet job, man. Sweet job. No, it's a sweet job, guys. Kyle, sweet job too.
I didn't say anything. What do you mean? I didn't say anything.
I will say this. About you saying like a party, maybe not this year, but when we all have full-time jobs per se, we could maybe get together someplace and use half the money to throw a party or something, give the other half to the winner, something like that. There's a lot of things to throw around. I'll have to look into, but that's really all I got for right now. I mean, I have more, but I'm gonna save them for future podcast.
You can take that money and do like when there's the championship game, do a party for the championship game or something like that. Get everybody together so we can all watch that and root for whatever team you want to win, division wise, however you want to break that down. But we can do something interesting with that money other than just pocketing it.
I agree.
Other than buying it. Yeah. Well, thank you, Kyle. We all those topics we will definitely think about for the near future. But we'd like to transition to the next segment of this podcast. I guess giving Hutch the floor a little bit to kind of tell us what his thoughts are on the draft and the upcoming season, and if he has any issues or comments about previous podcasts that he'd like to bring up at this time.
Yeah, I like to focus on the future, very future focused. But I'm gonna touch back on the past a little bit here because I watch these podcasts every week, and I'm a hot topic every week. It seems like, and the biggest one I have an issue with is Eric likes to brag that he kept me out of the playoffs last year. Um, and I don't know how you guys kind of let that fly as him bragging about his fantasy season last year when he was one of the worst teams in there. His record was awful, awful. And he talks about how he's always in the playoffs every year. What was that, like 2 years out of the three? Trying to put himself up there with the greats in our league, like a Matthew Kibolowski or a Joe Grangi, people who have titles. And I think someone has to
Oh
lower
my
that
God!
standard.
Now I know why Kib had. Now I know why Kib had you on the show. Holy smokes! Jiminy, one of the greats. The kid doesn't make the playoffs every time I've played with him. Whew. Wow. If there was a mute, if I knew how to work this mute button, that would have came out pretty quick there. The greats in this league, get out of here. Hutch, you were my horse last year once I realized my team was sliding down into the darkness. So first off, I was teaming you over Eric down the stretch. Then you come in here and just throw in the greats with Kib and Joe when Joe needs two teams to win now. Things are ridiculous. Things are ridiculous right now.
You can't argue with the fact that Kib's got like what 30% of the time he wins the whole thing. I mean that's a great statistic.
I wasn't in the league. I was not even there when Kib won. How would I give him any credit? Why would I give him any credit?
Illusion based. I will still stand by that fact.
I don't know anything about the collusion. I was nowhere near that. I couldn't touch that collusion with a 10-yard stick. So, but let's go future. I'm looking to win this year, obviously. I think I'm gonna win. I know I'm gonna win. So if you guys want to start putting money on it this year, this is the year to do it. I'm studying. I'm looking at the tapes. And strategically picking out my players. So I'm hoping a draft order comes out soon so I can better prepare. But I'm gonna win. So that's all I got to say about the future.
That'd be like placing a bet on McGregor winning the first Diaz fight. That's like you winning the title this year.
So you're saying he'd be favored?
No, he'd be.
Can you believe Diaz is the
Here's
underdog?
another classic Kib analogy that falls short.
All right. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We just know Hutch is putting a lot of confidence in himself. For a guy that hasn't made the playoffs, he's putting a lot of confidence in himself. But you gotta have to win this league. So I understand that. So, any other thoughts you guys want to throw back, or Hutch, any other thoughts that you want to, impose on our viewers?
I didn't get to put my input on the new players in our league. I think it's a great thing that we got new players in this league. I was getting real tired of the lack of activity that was going on. So yeah, and there's been some lack of activity in some of the players that we have currently in here. I'm not going to name names, but I think we need to keep activity strong in this league. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yes, the named player was brought up a couple times by yours truly and Andrew, but we won't bring up his name. Like I said, I told you guys earlier, I texted him multiple times to get back on here, but he did not respond. So I don't know what the dealio is with him.
last season he was non-existent. He won one game, said, "Look out, league, I'm hot. Watch out." Then lost the next game, disappeared again completely until it became time to apparently collude a little bit against me. Have a little Buffalo Wild Wings dinner. Talk about how he should set his lineup so that he can beat me last game of the season. So
Wait, you're
three points
saying
of
that
activity.
you're saying that he should have just not set his lineup? That's what you're
That's
saying?
in
I'm
itself. That
saying
is,
I'm saying he was not active at all until a couple people got
That's
together
so.
and started
When
working on his lineup with him. Um, which I don't
Hutch,
know.
I'm
I've never
really
had any other
disappointed. You
managers
come
help me
on
with my
here,
lineup. I don't know about that. Kid, you ever have any
Hutch.
managers with your lineup?
Hutch, you come on here and you say, I'm going to win, I'm the best. And then you go ahead and say, well, the only way I could beat the worst player in the league is if he doesn't set his lineup, is your mentality there. You were beat before that week even started because you're like, oh, that's not fair. God forbid, Plude sets his lineup. Holy smokes, man.
I don't think the thing I'm calling out is he sets his. I'm not afraid of him setting his lineup. I'm saying the one week he does look to set a lineup is
Wiki's playing you.
is when he's playing me. Because you got a
Wait,
little
did he not set
motivation.
his
You got a
lineup
little
this year?
motivation from some other managers out there. Um, I'm just saying the lack of activity was a little is what I'm trying to point out.
Did he not? I didn't pay attention. His team was so bad they never were on my radar. Did he not set his lineup throughout the year?
He
are you
set his
sure?
lineup.
Are you sure he wasn't trying? Like, just said it and it just was that bad.
That sounds more like his team last year. But yeah, Hutch, he must have something in for you. Never to make the playoffs. I don't know. I mean, he was the reason why you didn't make. That's something that maybe that's a new rivalry that you have to start up with him. I have no idea, but that's just.
And you like to point out that I'm not running my team, that a girl's running my team. So if you guys got like getting beat by a girl better, that's on you.
I do.
I don't know if am I in your head that much? I don't know.
So you're a wink
That's
face there? I feel like there's a wink face coming.
But
It's not that it's a girl; it's that it's not you.
But you'd prefer to be beaten by a girl than me, is what you're saying.
Oh, I love getting beaten by a woman.
Yeah, that's factually correct. I've seen it happen.
Wow.
yeah, we're getting off on tangents that we don't need to be getting off onto on this. This is a family-oriented podcast. But Hutch, those are all things, great things that you provided with us, especially the last part of the unnamed named player who was previously on this podcast. But Andrew, it looks like you have something to say. Is there anything else you want to bring to our guests' attention before we stop this broadcast?
No, I'm kind of a little disappointed in Kyle, to be quite frank, because Hutch sort of laid down the smackdown on him earlier. And I was waiting for Kyle to respond without having me to bring it up, but I know there's nothing he can really say because he's never won against him, but you got to pull something out.
I've been going through this for 3 years now, ever since I kicked myself in the butt by saying that Hutch was a bye week. Apparently, he was just a bye week for everyone but me. So for the other competitive teams every year, I'm looking to get over the hump this year, though. I think this is the year. This is my year, and I'm going to take Hutch down first of all. That's goal number one. As commissioner, will I put it in week one? Maybe. I want to send the message to the rest of the league right away that I'm coming for him.
Wow. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Like if you guys were in the same division, a week one or in a last week of the season, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. How did this rivalry even get started? Because I thought rivalries were supposed to be like close, hard-fought matches. I don't really feel like I've had any of those guys.
I continuously do better than you like almost every year. So.
Kyle's made the playoffs.
Hey, almost only counts in horseshoes, Kyle. So almost every year doesn't really count. So.
I mean, the only year he's beaten me is when somebody else ran his team. So.
Oh, okay.
I mean, technically, it has has he ever done better than me? That's to be determined.
Okay. We don't really know. So,
Hutch, let me ask you, who do you got to see the last podcast where it was my show, I ran things. You didn't see the dead air that we sort of have going on today. Who do you think did a better job, and who do you think they should call, it's their podcast? Who carries the podcast?
I can't really speak on that because this is the first time I'm being part of it. So Kib obviously does a jumbled up job of running these podcasts. But this is the first time that I've been on it where you run it. First time being on it at all. So I can't really speak on who does a better job of keeping it on track. Especially since Kyle this week brought notes apparently. So
yeah, but you've seen the other ones though, and I'm not saying like who keeps it on track. Who would you call the heartbeat and the soul of the podcast?
I think.
Or is it even? I'll give you a cop out, and you can call it even if you want.
I think Kip said it best. Where you are the heart, but then he's got to be the blood. He's carrying the alcohol through the body, obviously. So
it all starts with the heart, though. The heart pumps the blood, so I give Kib the tools to try and make things happen, but at the end of the day, I'm the source of the good content. I'm the heartbeat of the league. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that.
I just want to interject here, and I don't want to say that what you just said was wrong, Andrew, but it's kind of the chicken and the egg thing, because then the blood goes back in, so it's kind of like a circle.
Well, for future reference, just keep those kind of things to yourself.
I'm just saying, the metaphor doesn't exactly add up, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, kids bringing the oxygen to the other body parts, keeping them lively, keeping them active. So.
Kid couldn't bring me a sandwich if I asked him to.
All right, now see, that's where we're getting off a little bit. I got to bring us back to reality here. I don't know. The end of this podcast.
Kid saying the word reality is comedy.
Did you have any last comments or questions for any of us here on this podcast, Andrew? All right.
I thought he's talking to you.
Oh, I thought he was talking to you. He's talking to me?
You, Andrew.
Yeah.
Do I have any questions on my podcast that I need to get from you guys? No, you ask me the questions. Or I'll ask you the questions. Just depends on what I feel like doing. Right now, it's neither.
All righty. Kyle?
Is this our closing? I'm really confused. Or what are we doing here?
Yeah, this is classic Kid trying to transition, butchers it again.
You
coming back to the heartbeat again.
You screwed up the transition, so it was on you. But anyways,
I didn't do anything. You were talking to Hutch and then just said no, Andrew, and then what am I supposed to do?
Let Kyle talk.
Carry you again, carry you again, throw you on my back, and carry us to the top of the mountain. Getting the 18th million subscriber, I'll do that too. It's just tough.
You have some heart murmurs. It sounds like a little heart murmurs.
No. But at the end of the day, Kib, I think it is our podcast, and I think that over time it could become part of Kyle's too. Plus, he who's not going to be mentioned is sort of not a founding father anymore. It's me and you. It's our show, and we joke back and forth, but we put this together, and I think we've done a great job. And maybe Kyle will come in and be that third wheel in a good way, because tricycles are fun, and we'll see where it goes. But right now, he's got a lot of work to do. He's a spark plug, though. Great addition. Addition by subtraction with he who should not be named. We get guests like Hutch who do an average job, and we have to carry them every week. So there we go.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that.
And Hutch, it's not just you; it's all the other guests too. So don't take it personally.
That's fair. I'm a big fan of the show. Not a big fan of being on the show. I'll be on maybe once every year. No more than that.
But it's an invite only, Hutch. So if you're invited. All right, Kyle. Any last comments or questions?
Yeah. If become the third wheel. I've always wanted to be a third wheel. I could bring a lot. You guys know that. And love being on here. I will say this: if you get emails, soon. Draft order will be coming out shortly, hopefully within the next week or so. So let's have a good season.
And Hutch.
I talked about how I'm going to do in the season, so I just want to end out with a question for everybody. Besides yourselves, tell me who you think's going to win this league. I want to hear your personal opinion. Who's your horse, besides yourself, to win this league?
Kid,
Ooh,
go ahead and answer. I'm not picking him, but you can answer first.
You threw out a quick kid. I think you're voting. Yeah.
To my pick this year, I'm gonna probably go with you, Hutch. I think you put in your time. It just feels like it's your time this year. So I'm gonna go with you, Andrew.
That's just a question that you answered that the way a loser would answer that question. What kind of attitude is that going into the league? Oh, yeah, this guy's going to win, not me. I can't even think about anyone not me winning. It's going to be me. And if it's not, then I'll probably do something to blow up the league where nobody wins. So let's be honest with each other. It's me or this league might be finished. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Kyle?
Well, shit, now I hope it's Andrew, so, like, we don't all die. But before those comments, I was going to say, just in a way to, like, super upset me, like, not as much as, like, you winning, Hutch, but because I don't think it's going to happen ever. But, like, the next thing that would upset me most would be Bob or Robert winning, one of the new guys coming in the league first year. So that's probably what will happen because nothing good ever happens to me, but that would be my pick.
I was going to say Robert, too. I don't know. The guy watches the podcast, so I like his style. But again, I mean, I probably won't want to get to that point if I'm not making the playoffs, and that's clear, which is, a possibility. Then the league you might go to log on one day and there won't be anything there, and I'll say what happened? I don't know. I'll just get Joe on the job. Send a little virus to the league's way, and no one will know what happened.
Okay, so I got one vote for me. I got one terrorist, and I got.
Hey, we don't say the T word. We don't say the T word on the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, back to your point, Andrew. Bob is like I've been in the league with him in the past, and he's no title contender, so I have no concern with him coming in, being a new guy into this league. So that's positive for everybody. It's good for everybody.
I don't know if they'll be able to handle the pressure on draft day when we start all talking smack. They've never been open to that sort of environment, and it gets into the weak-minded heads, and they won't know what to do. They might draft 3 kickers in a row because it's a hostile environment, and you got to be tough. You got to lace up your bootstraps and go to work because we hold nothing back. And for the new people coming in, they're going to have a trial by fire, and I don't know if they'll be able to handle it.
I mean, I wish I was there with you guys for that smack talk. I'm not going to be, but that's
there's a chat on the thing. So.
Yeah, but that's a little bit different than in person.
Well, let's get you on a device and have you like streamed right there, just propped up on a chair or something, so it's like you're there.
By that point, my hologram technology will probably be up and running, so we can get you there.
Perfect. That's what I want. That's what I need. All right. Well, I don't have any last comments or questions, but I'd just like to thank all the fans again, all our sponsors, and once again, USA. We're the best in the Olympics. We're the best, country of all time. We appreciate everybody out there. Thanks, everybody.
You skipping over Kyle?
No, he
I talked.
He did.
Oh, I thought he always skipped over you. Just decided to skip. Okay, never mind. I ruined the send off.
Anyways, thanks, everybody. Go USA. We appreciate it.